Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Here at Bass Insights, we like to take a really good look at the analytical side of fishing. So, right now we are in the pre-spawn, and the pre-spawn is notorious for great fishing and also really tough fishing because you have a ton of swings in the weather. So what we want to focus on today is finding fish in that pre-spawn when the conditions are tough. The conditions that you'll see in the video we were fishing, you have a massive cold front came through. There was snow on the ground 2 days before we shot this video. So what we want to focus on here is fish winter, especially bass winter, in stable water conditions. Stable water conditions are deep water places. When it's time for fish to move up and spawn in the spring, when the water gets in those 60, 62, 63, 64 degree ranges, those fish are going to transition from their deep haunts up into their spawning locations. The way that they transition from deep to shallow is by running those secondary points. Secondary points can be a big point in the middle of a lake that, walks off to further points all the way back into that spawning pocket, or it can be as little as a grass line and a little bump in that grass line, right? So as we fish through here, we start deep, we work shallow to find those fish and make sure we don't just run all the way to the back and skip over a lot of fish that could be in between.
But I'm not even seeing anything up shallow, 54, 55 degree water.
So here you can see Caden and I have started on a deeper point. Now, it's windy, it's sunny, we're fishing moving baits up there to see if we can get any active fish. We don't catch any fish there. What we then move to here is I pick up a jerkbait, and as I work back into this pocket, what I'm focusing on, and I'm looking at the graph here, I'm hitting every spot along this where there's another bump in that grass line. And as I fish this grass line back into this pocket, I start to see a couple fish follow. I start to see more bait on the graph. What's happened is this weather funk has pulled those fish out of this shallow cover, and it's made them come back onto those secondary points. Here we see I'm going to hook up right here on this cast with a fish on the jerkbait.
That's still not marked a single thing.
There ain't no fish in this lake. I'd hate to hear that at night.
What in the heck is that?
A bunch of sandhill crane.
Didn't sound right for that. It sounded like a freaking.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them. Either that or geese. Either that or
It's gotta be trained.
a horrible sounding vehicle.
That's a car. It ain't going nowhere.
It's a car that ain't going very far. Yeah, that's a crane. And just sounds like 10 of them back there. Got one? That is a fish.
It's a fish.
Lieutenant Dan. That is a fish, Lieutenant Dan.
It's a fish.
It's a fish.
Not a big one, but a fish all the same. Got one on the jerkbait.
Ain't going very far.
Now, in this clip, you're going to see in the springtime the importance of repeated casts. So I just caught a fish off that little secondary point leading into this pocket. Immediately, what you want to do is you want to then cast back to that same spot, see if you can replicate that success. A lot of time in the spring, fish will group up because they want to get together and spawn. Now, if you catch one there and you can repeat it, then you can catch more fish, more fish, more fish. A lot of guys want to beat the bank, try to catch as many fish as they can in a row. But when you catch one, try to replicate that success with repeated casts to the same type areas. That is really key in the spring.
That's the thing. You think you would see bait and bluegill getting murdered back there. That was a buck male that I caught up there too. Might have to work that point, but work it deeper. Drop shot, the old Tango.
This thing was on when we were over at Chat.
Chapman's like an animal in this place. Chapman's just stupid as hell too. If you're not catching fish at Chapman, you know the fishing is just trash.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Not very big, but it's something. He went thud.
Now, here in this clip, we've made a big move. We moved about 15-20 minutes away. We are on a chain of lakes, and we moved to an area that has clear water, but I know that there are very, very, very hard spots down this entire grass line. So what I'm looking for here, we know that the fish are in a funk. We know that this weather has pulled them out of shallow water. What I'm looking for here, they'll fall back to these hard spots and they'll sit with their bellies on the bottom. And it helps them just warm up. It helps females keep their eggs warm and ready to go. So when it is time to move up, they're ready to move up and have a successful spawn. Key bait change here, I pick up a drop shot. And what you can do on these hard spots with a drop shot is literally shake it in front of their face. And you can feel with the tungsten weight, which I'm fishing right here from Woo Tungsten. You can feel that hard spot. You can shake that bait right in their face. And basically, what you're going to do is you're going to force that fish into biting simply by being persistent, keeping that bait in the same location. Now, unfortunately, our audio from the boat is totally blown out. When you're fishing with a 20 to 25 mile an hour wind screaming by, it sounds like you're in a wind tunnel, right? So what we do on these next couple spots here, we're fishing hard spots along the grass edge where the grass is away. You've got rocks or shells or a hard clay bottom. And what we're doing here is I'm literally soaking that drop shot in that hard spot. And those fish will come up and eat it when they won't eat anything else. In this clip, we're going to show you your other option. So if fish are really in a negative mood, they're really turned off, the weather has them in a bad funk, you can always force that reaction bite. So we had seen a lot of fish here following a swim bait. We'd seen a lot of fish following my hard jerk bait. Caden throws on a soft jerk bait, a Zoom Super Fluke. And what he's doing is he's following up my hard bait with a very unassuming, very, very, very natural soft jerk bait. And what ends up happening is he's able to pick off some of these followers that are following my jerk bait in with a soft stick bait or a fluke because it looks so natural, it's quiet, it sneaks up on them, and they just react to it, right? He catches a decent fish here on the fluke to kind of end our day because we've been out for a few hours now, and the fishing had been really tough, but also rewarding. It had been very technical, very tough fishing, but we were able to get a few in the boat and find where they had went, even with tough conditions. So just to recap, guys, remember, if you can't find the fish shallow and ready to spawn in that pre-spawn time, work back those secondary points. Chances are somewhere in between their wintering spot and their spawning location, they're going to be sitting on a secondary point. That's where you can find them. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Let us know in the comment section what videos you would like to see us make in the future. Tight lines, everybody. Have a good one.